Hey everybody, it's Miracle, and today there was a live Q&A developer blog, and I'm really excited because they shared, I'm glad you guys are out there. There were two questions asked about the trial of style, the very first two questions, and I was super pumped to, give you the information about this. And I think it's a little more encouraging because um, obviously the outcry about how the trial of style was sort of um, a waste of potential uh, seems to maybe have impacted them a little. So anyways, I'm just going to go over the questions, and I'll tell you in more detail, like basically what he said during the thing. So the first question was, will the trial of style take place on a specific week of the year, or will it be a recurring thing like the Pet Battle Week? And this is the summary from Wowhead, but I'll explain more if it's necessary. So a trial of style, an event which happens in Azeroth periodically, a competition based on fashion. You enter a queue with 6 players. You're given a theme based on an outfit: dark, shadowy, fun, flirty, epic, purple. You're given a couple minutes to do your outfit haircut. You go up on stage in pairs and the audience votes for your outfit. First, second, and third place get prizes, but everyone receives a consolation. So he just basically summarized what it was for people that maybe didn't know. During this time, Azeroth-wide, all transmogs and barbershops are free. So whenever the Trial of Style is an active event, whenever that may be, everything is free in terms of transmogging, changing your hair and stuff. So you could do it he goes on to say, like, if you want to do it hourly, you could. So technically, if you just want to swap your transmogs, like, after every boss bolt, whatever, it's available. So you understand? That's basically what he's saying. And he says, this is not a micro holiday. He specifically says it's a 5-day event. So our confusion wasn't really to be unexpected. You know how I said I wasn't aware that it, because he says it was designed as a micro holiday. He later goes on to say it was designed as a micro holiday, but they ended up saying it's more of an event than it is a micro holiday. And anyways, he goes, this may end up being more than once a year. Depends on how it feels once it goes live. Maybe yearly will be the right thing. Possible it's more often, but not planned to be part of the bonus week rotation as of right now. So he says, he goes, since it's like the first time they're ever going to test it, they would like to see the community's reaction to it and how they're enjoying it, and if it's worth it, because he says that's why it's not a micro holiday, because there's so many things happening with the Trial of Style. To call it a micro holiday is a bit of a, underwhelming comparing it to the other micro holidays that we had, And then the second question is, why are the Trial of Style rewards just rewards that are already obtained in game? Because the person went on to say, this was a perfect opportunity for rewards that have been removed. And it says, since this was originally conceived as a micro holiday, we didn't want to make it feel like you were missing out if you missed the holiday. Just like other micro holidays, they didn't want to give rewards because they want you to feel like you could skip it. So similar to other micro holidays, obtainable but skippable if you don't want to do the Trial of Style. You may already have the transmog on your character. If you want to do Trial of Style for fun, then you can still do it, and that's fine. This is the first season of Trial of Style, so things may change in the future. Eventually, there may be more appearances you don't already have. So it's not off the table. Like I said, it's obvious they could change things. He even says himself, this isn't really a micro holiday and they don't want it to be. So I definitely see that as grounds for a lot of improvement. He also said that, they want to see how the community takes it. So if I can give you any advice, the Trial of Style is going to start in August. It's going to be on your map. And I know I read lots of comments all the time when I do the micro holidays, when I make videos about them. People are like, I just watch your video because I don't want to participate in the stupid micro holidays. And they want to know what happens, but they don't want to go out of their way to actually go do it. And I completely get that. I understand that fully. I read so many of those comments, and I get that. But I know the Trial of Style was supposed to be so much more than what it is. And he says, like I said, they don't want to call it a micro holiday. It's more of an event. And they're basing it on participation. So, if I can have any recommendation, I'm obviously going to make a video when it comes out around August. But, if you can, make sure you participate in that event as much as you physically can during the August era. If you really want Trial of Style to become something more than just I'm not going to do it kind of thing, participate in it, because they're basing the opinion of the community on how many people actually want it, right? I know there's not, like, I have all the transmogs that you can get from the Trial of Style, so technically there's no reward for me actually doing it, but my participation might be enough to get more rewards added, right? If you can get, like, if everybody participates, they're gonna say, oh my gosh, we made a horrible mistake, and then they will change it, right? That's what he's trying to say. As long as it's welcomed by the community with open arms, and I know transmogging is a huge portion of the community, and like, you can't go anywhere without seeing people transmog nowadays. So it's possible it could be much more than it is. Anyways, thank you for watching. I hope this is good news in the eyes of a lot of people, because, yeah, even the developers are saying it was a mistake making it a micro holiday. So, yeah. Anyways, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoy, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.